Have you ever tended your tomato plants with devoted care only to discover a dark, sunken blemish on the bottom of a nearly perfect fruit? It is a moment of deep disappointment for any gardener, a frustrating sight after weeks of patient nurturing. This common affliction, known as blossom end rot, can make you feel as though your efforts have been wasted. But this is one of the most frequent challenges in a vegetable garden, and it's quite manageable. With a little understanding and a few simple adjustments to your routine to solve a problem, one must first understand it. Blossom end rot manifests as a distinctive blemish on the blossom end of the fruit. That is, the end opposite the stem where the flower once was. It begins as a small water-soaked looking spot, often light tan brown. As the fruit continues to develop, this spot enlarges and darkens, eventually becoming a sunken black and leathery patch. While it may look like a form of decay caused by a fungus, the primary issue is internal. Secondary molds can sometimes colonize the damaged tissue, but they are not the root cause of the problem. This condition is, at its core, a localized calcium deficiency within the fruit tissue. It is important to make a distinction here. It does not usually mean your garden soil lacks calcium. In most cases, there is an ample supply of this essential mineral in the soil. The problem lies in the plant's inability to transport that calcium efficiently to its rapidly developing fruits. Calcium is a crucial building block for strong cell walls, and without an adequate supply, the cells at the farthest point from the stem, the blossom end, begin to break down and collapse. Think of the plant's vascular system as a network of highways. Water acts as the vehicle, carrying essential nutrients like calcium from the roots to all parts of the plant, including the leaf stems, fruit. Calcium, however, is not a very mobile nutrient. It travels passively with the flow of water through a process called transpiration. When the water supply is inconsistent, this delivery system is disrupted. The fruits, especially those growing quickly, are the last to receive their share, and the cells at the very bottom of the fruit are the most vulnerable to this delivery failure. It is also helpful to know that this is not a contagious disease that will spread from one plant to another through the air or soil. Removing an affected fruit will not cure the plant, but it does prevent the plant from wasting energy on a fruit that cannot recover. The appearance of blossom end rot is a direct communication from a specific plant about its individual struggle with water and nutrient uptake. By recognizing the dark spot for what it is, a symptom of a transport problem, you can shift your focus from treating a disease to correcting the underlying environmental conditions that are causing the stress. We'll walk through identifying the cause, implementing a fast-acting remedy, and establishing habits to prevent recurrence. Think of this as a learning opportunity. If you have discovered blossom end rot on your tomatoes, do not be discouraged. You can take immediate practical steps to rectify the situation and protect the rest of your crop. The first step is to carefully inspect your plants and remove all fruits that show signs of the disorder, no matter how small the spot. These tomatoes will not recover. Leaving them on the vine only diverts precious energy and resources that the plant could be using to develop healthy new fruits. Pluck them gently, add them to your compost pile. The disorder is not transmissible. The second and most critical step is to stabilize the plant's water supply. Your goal is to provide deep, consistent moisture to the entire root zone. Instead of light, daily sprinklings, switch to a deep soaking method. A good rule of thumb is to provide the equivalent of 1 to 1.5 inches of rainfall per week, delivered in one application or delivered in 2 applications. Use a soaker hose. Use a watering wand to apply water directly to the soil at the base of the plant, allowing it to penetrate slowly and deeply to a depth of at least 6 to 8 inches. This encourages deep root growth and creates a reliable reservoir of moisture, The third step is to apply a layer of organic mulch. While inconsistent watering is the primary culprit, it is wise to consider the role of your soil itself. Container gardening beds with very sandy soil. Most garden loams have sufficient calcium. Containers are a closed system and rely entirely on the potting medium you provide. When choosing a potting mix for tomatoes, select a high-quality product formulated for vegetables and contains a balanced mix of nutrients. These mixes are also designed to retain moisture while still allowing for good drainage, which is key to preventing the wet-dry cycle that causes so many problems. In rare cases, your garden soil may genuinely be deficient in calcium or have a pH that is too acidic. A simple soil test, available through your local cooperative extension service, can provide a definitive answer. If a deficiency is confirmed, you can amend the soil for a long-term solution, incorporating agricultural lime. The most satisfying gardening successes don't come from frantic fixes, but from thoughtful prevention. Establishing a few key habits from the beginning of the season can virtually eliminate the risk of blossom end rot. It all starts with soil preparation. Before you even plant your seedlings, enrich your garden beds with plenty of well-rotted compost or other organic matter. This improves soil structure and helps it hold moisture while also providing a slow, steady release of nutrients, including calcium. Healthy soil is the foundation of a healthy plant. Once seedlings are established, make mulching standard practice. Do not wait until problems appear. Apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch in late spring once the soil warms. As we conclude, let us briefly revisit the essential takeaways for saving your tomatoes from blossom end rot. Remember that this is a calcium transport issue, not a disease. It is most often caused by inconsistent watering, not a lack of calcium in the soil. The sight of that dark spot can be disheartening, but it is a fixable problem. The most effective and immediate solution is a simple 3-part plan. Remove any affected fruits, establish a routine of deep and consistent watering, apply a generous layer of organic mulch to maintain that precious soil moisture. For container gardens or concerns about soil quality, moisture management comes first. Once your watering is stable, then consider potting mix or a soil test for true calcium deficiency. Proactive prevention is always the best course. Build on a foundation of rich soil mulch, early water, deeply use balanced fertilizers, provide ample space to set plants up for season-long success. A quick reassurance for early season woes: first fruits on young plants sometimes get blossom and rot because the root system is small and developing it can struggle to meet initial fruit demand. Very often the problem corrects itself as the plant matures. If you see it on 1 or 2 early tomatoes, do not panic. Implement good practices and have patience. Gardening is a partnership with nature. Observation response, a gentle hand. Blossom and rot is a request for more stability. Provide steady moisture and a healthy root environment. Be patient with your plants and with yourself. With this calm, informed approach, you'll be rewarded with an abundance of beautiful, healthy tomatoes and the satisfaction of a successful harvest. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe with notifications so you do not miss upcoming gardening tips. Comment below with your #1 takeaway from this video. And if you want to grow stronger, healthier tomato plants this season, watch the next video on your screen. It was picked just for you. Thanks for spending a few minutes in the garden today. See you in the next one.